Pakistan charged Baloch rights activist Mahrang Baloch with terrorism over the weekend with sedition and murder after she led a demonstration which ended in the death of 3 protesters. Mahrang Baloch, one of Pakistan's most prominent human rights advocates, has long campaigned for Baloch rights, alleging harassment and extrajudicial killings by the Pakistani government and the army. Top intelligence sources in India have told CNN News 18 that Mahrang Baloch is under illegal detention and that she has not been given judicial recourse. The crackdown, remember, comes in the wake of the BLA ambush that we saw just a few days ago of Jafar Express, where Baloch rebels killed Pakistani security personnel and several hostages after being eliminated in a counterattack. Now, this has renewed the crackdown on pro-Baloch activists across Pakistan, including detentions without legal remedies. The question that remains is, has Pakistan's Gestapo then been exposed? Before we get to our guest, CNN News 18's Manoj Gupta spoke to Baloch activist Qadir Baloch on this recent detention and what follows in their fight. Listen in.
तो बात यह है कि उस दिन उन्होंने एक मुजाहरा किया था, तो उसमें शेलिंग भी हुआ था, उधर मारपीट भी हुआ था, वहाँ 5 लाशें भी गिराई थी पुलिस वालों ने और एजेंसी वालों ने। तो इस बहाने पे उसको जो है ना एजेंसी वालों ने, पाकिस्तान एजेंसी वालों ने अरेस्ट करके ले गए थे, थाने में बंद कर दिया था। एक रात थाने में रहने के बाद उसको फिर क्वेटा सेंट्रल जेल जो है ना यहाँ बलूचिस्तान का, उसमें जो है ना उनको कैद कर रखा है। डिटेन्यूज नजर बंद है, उससे किसी को मिलने के लिए भी नहीं देते हैं, उससे किसी को बात करने भी नहीं देते हैं। तो ये पाकिस्तानी एजेंसीज ने उनको पकड़ा है। फौज और एजेंसीज एक ही हैं पाकिस्तान के, चाहे वो फौज के नाम से लिया पुकारा जाए या पाकिस्तानी एजेंसी, जिसको हम ISI, MI भी कह सकते हैं।
Let's open this up. Balochi journalist Amar Masti Khan joins us. Tara Karta, former director of NSCS, is with us, and Pakistani strategic affairs expert Qamar Cheema is with us as well. But let me begin by asking Amar Masti Khan, as far as the detention is concerned of Mahrang Baloch, it's been 48 hours since that happened. Do we have any details of whether she's been given legal recourse, whether she's been allowed to meet with her lawyers or family members? Because the last we heard is that the jail or the police or the authorities there weren't even acknowledging that she was arrested.
The situation is extremely volatile. They have arrested Mahrang Baloch, who we consider the de facto Prime Minister of Balochistan. She is our daughter. She is respected by entire people of Balochistan, 200 plus tribes, young people, old people, every section of the people. They have no right to keep her in isolation. She is facing extreme torture at the hands of this Mullah General, who is also, by the way, has arrested his own Prime Minister. If you ask me who's the Prime Minister of Pakistan right now, I will say it is Imran Khan. So we are requesting them to free our de facto Prime Minister. I am telling the world that the real problem in Pakistan is what I call Fitna al-Pakistani Afwaj. They all the time say Fitna Khwarij, Fitna Khwarij. I say the main problem in Pakistan is the military. You see, you will be very surprised. Since the first time this Pakistani Ayub Khan became the army chief, within 9 months he killed the first prime minister of the country. That is the main problem. We are not terrorists, ma'am. If the Pakistani military comes on our land, I have asked my children, I have asked my youngsters to attack them. We are not going to let them roam in our land. They must understand where their land ends and where Balochistan begins. We are fighting for our leader, Dr. Allah Nazar Baloch. Dr. Allah Nazar Baloch has said it very clearly. The Pakistani GHQ should read the writing on the wall. It's too much. You know what? I will tell you one thing. You will be surprised. During the second insurgency, 1973 to 77, my uncle was a childhood friend of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. But still he was picked up, he was tortured, and he had to give a lot of money for his freedom. This is over now. Forget the Punjabi Muslims should learn to live at peace with their neighbors. They have never been peaceable neighbors. They have been unkind to us. They have been unkind to Afghans. They have been unkind to India all the while. Now they complain that why do we have good relations with Afghans? Why do we have good relations with India? Why can't you have the same thing? Who has stopped
And
you?
this has
See,
been the
this
case for
general,
decades together. This is not Qamar Chima, an issue or a crisis that Pakistan is seeing in the recent past. This has been right from the genesis that we've seen that the people of Balochistan are not happy. They don't want this kind of structure that currently exists. But look at these visuals that we're showing to our viewers as far as this particular episode is concerned. Why is it that we see Mahrang Baloch and others who've been arrested with her being charged with sedition and terrorism, when look at how these women were being dragged away by policemen in riot gear when there was tear gas shelling that took place, while all it was a sit-in demonstration?
Well, this was not a sit-in demonstration. That was an attack on hospital. Remember, these unarmed people, they went into the hospitals. They took away the dead bodies of the terrorists and they wanted to bury because they believe that these terrorists belong to them. Now there is a legal procedure in Pakistani system that even if there are dead bodies and these dead bodies belong to you, you have to apply for that. You have to tell. But you get into the hospital, you storm into the hospital, you take away dead bodies of terrorists, and then you want to own those. That is fine. But the question is that you have a right to protest. But that protest, I can show you the images where they are targeting the police, where they are targeting the police van, where they are targeting, they're removing the cameras, they're getting on the top of the poles, they're dismantling, the entire digital apparatus, the public infrastructure. So the question is that they have absolute right to protest. They should protest, but in the legal domain of any system. That does not give them the right to violate the law. That does not give them a right that they can storm into the hospitals. The anxiety among the patients in Quetta, because they know that these protesters can come in and they can get into the dead bodies, they can take away the dead bodies, and they will disturb the peace in the hospital. Nobody can even speak loud in the hospital, but unfortunately they went into the hospital, they stormed there, they disturbed the doctors, they disturbed the patients. There was some, the procedures were going on, but unfortunately, remember, the government's job is to maintain law and order.
Sure.
And for that matter,
and speaking of procedures, Qamar Chima, then why is the government now not following procedures, not giving Mahrang Baloch or anybody else who you say are legally arrested any legal remedies? Is that not what procedure dictates?
The question is that as per the law, every individual who has been taken into the custody, he or she is produced in front of the court. That process will be done, because she was arrested, I think, on Saturday. Then there was a Sunday, and I think the due process will.
And all of Monday today is over, sir.
So I think the police and the government will be doing the needful. Nothing to worry. So you should not get upset. The Pakistani law will deal with them.
Okay, Tarak Arta, the Pakistani government is doing everything by the book, is what many believe there. But as far as the crisis in Balochistan is concerned, we've seen 2 attacks consecutively, one that ended in lives being lost of hostages, of passengers on board a train, including security personnel. And then there was another attack within 24 to 48 hours after that. The kind of crackdown that we're now seeing on these Baloch activists, do you think this is now a desperate Pakistani army and the administration trying to crack the whip because they want to seem like they're on top of the situation and everything is under control?
I think I said this on your channel just after the attack on the train, after the hijacking of the train, that the Pakistan army will 100% react with full force. And that's precisely what they did. And that's it. The tragedy is, this is all the so-called counterterrorism that they know, is to go and attack civilians, pick up anybody and push them into a ditch. I mean, it's pathetic. This is not, on a professional point of view, this is not how you conduct counterterrorism. I mean, and I'm sorry, whatever the gentleman from Pakistan said, if there was rule of law in Balochistan, this situation would never have happened. I mean, we've heard of hundreds of people being picked up, and the forced, what they call, the whole language has been created for Balochistan called forced disappearances. I've never heard that anywhere else. Where Mehrang's father itself was picked up in 2009. And they found his body much later, tortured. I mean, what is that girl gone through? Her brother was picked up. This is just not her story, is that of many other people in Balochistan. So I'm sorry, there is absolutely no legal excuse whatsoever for what the Pakistanis are doing. None at all.
But do you think anything will
may I say
change?
something?
But do you think anything will
May I
change,
say
Sara
something
Karta?
here?
No, they should ideally start wooing the people. You know, that is how you work counterterrorism. You get the people on your side. Right now, the Baloch people, they provide Pakistan with electricity, with the gas. They themselves have no gas. They provide Pakistan with much of the resources. They have nothing. They're the most underdeveloped province. So if Pakistan army somewhere is listening to this, you know, you cannot win. They treat Balochistan like a colony. If you treat it like a colony, it will react as a colony. And that is what is happening.
Kamar Chima, before I get you in, Amar Masti Khan, I want to get in Kamar Chima. Kamar Chima, is this Pakistan reaping what it sowed? Because this has been boiling there for years together, Kamar Chima. Either you didn't see it coming or you didn't do enough to put a lid on it or try to get people on your side.
Well, it's very awkward to be among the terrorist sympathizers, but unfortunately, this panel's formation is like this. The question here is that this madam is talking that
Sir, you can't be labeling people terror sympathizers for asking what all of that entire region has been asking for decades now.
The terrorists will be dealt in a way they should be dealt. I'm surprised to hear that Ms. Tara is saying that I knew that they will deal with these terrorists in this way. How should a terrorist be dealt? How do you deal with the terrorists? The terrorists are dealt by the heavy arm of the law. So you want that those who...
Sir, somebody who's women who are sitting on the road protesting, are they terrorists? According to the Pakistani government, Kamar Chima?
Ms. Tara wants that we should take flowers for those who made the hostage.
No, by all means take action against those people who stormed the civil hospital, as you're saying, sure. If the doctors and the patients were terrorized, please go ahead and take action. But these women who were sitting there for that demonstration, unarmed, who were dragged and assaulted in the middle of the road, are they terrorists for you?
The question is, first of all, I think the question remains that Ms. Tara said that, those terrorists who kidnapped people in the train or who made that hostage, I knew they will deal with that. How the terrorists are dealt? This is a question. Are you a terrorist sympathizer? This is so strange to listen. And then question of Maharang Baloch. Maharang Baloch has been protesting for long. She has absolute every right to protest. Nobody can stop her protest. But she does not have a right to storm into the hospital and take away the dead bodies. This is not how the law will let her do. She's a daughter of Balochistan and daughter of Pakistan. Every person protests. But remember, you are not.
But her protest and her voice hasn't been heard much like everybody else in Balochistan. But Amar Masti Khan, I want to ask you this. Yes, you had a point to make, but I also want to ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you feel let down by the international community? Because like we've been discussing, this has been going on for years together. Every time something like this happens, the United Nations, Amnesty International, they come out, they condemn, they raise concerns. And then what happens next? Nothing.
Yeah. I will say one thing here, please. See, they have now arrested our de facto Prime Minister. I am appealing for an Anglo-Indian American peacekeeping force in Balochistan. The only foreign element that is in Balochistan is the Pakistan military boots that has been on our heads for 77 years. Enough is enough. Today, our girls, our boys, I have called on all my younger family members to go and confront these terrorists. How come they call us terrorists? Who has done the terrorism? November 20, 2008, Hindustan Times, Asif Zardari came and they said, we are not going to be the first to use nuclear weapons. Who did the terrorism 6 days later in Mumbai? You have all that. You guys know that. I'm appealing. Anglo-Indian American peacekeeping force is necessary now. Please help us, because these guys you can see them. They have been launching a vilification campaign. The ISI spokesperson, he's also now like an ISI guy. He's not a journalist. He's not any kind of an intellectual or analyst. He is representing the ISI viewpoint here. You see, they're attacking, vilifying our Prime Minister. We are not saying anything about your Maryam Nawaz Sharif. How do you have the right to come and jail our leader?
So it seems like it's a my way it's my way or highway sort of a situation as far as the Pakistani administration goes, and that's why we've seen the situation come to a head like it has. But Tara Karta, last 30 seconds, I saw your hand going up.
Yeah, look, what I said is that the reaction to the train hijacking would be on the people, or not on terrorists. We had 26/11, we didn't go and attack Mumbaikars. This is what you're doing. You're attacking the people on the ground. The 14-year-old boy has been killed. I mean, normally, Mr. Chima, I would not, you know how I speak to you. I speak to you with respect. But this is tragic.
But it looks like, Tara Karta, they can't seem to make that distinction, and that's really what the complaint or the grouse has been, especially of people from Balochistan for all these decades. Many believe nothing is going to change. The international community, like I said, raises an eyebrow when such things happen, and then there's complete silence. Unfortunately, the people of Balochistan are left to fend for themselves and fight this kind of war that they are for the last few decades. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of time. I have to leave it there. I thank you all for joining us.